5 dangerous misconceptions about twin flames. Oh boy, have I been waiting to do this video for a super long time. And if you're already feeling triggered just by the topic or the title alone, good. That's how you know this video is 100% for you. But first, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Hannah, and I help people to own their powers and step into the driver's seat of their own lives. And I am also, I have to admit, I was a total twin flame Scrooge for like the entire time I knew about the twin flame concept. Until about a year after I met my twin flame, and then my guides beat me over the head with humility, let's say. As such, I feel very, very called to address this topic because I've just noticed there are so many dangerous misconceptions in the twin flame community that can be really toxic for people and keep people stuck in really narcissistic relationships and keep people from working on themselves. And it's really not so good. And so let me tell you, from someone who totally was against the topic of twin flames my entire life, now that I've been humbled, there are some things you need to be cautious about on this twin flame journey. So I believe I may have talked about this in my Twin Flames and Dragons video, which I'll link up here somewhere. But yeah, like I was against the concept of twin flames and just love my entire life. True facts, I've never been in a relationship, and I'm like 31 years old as of filming this video, because I'm that against love, or at least I was that resistant to love. And there's a lot of nuance there with me being on the asexual spectrum and just having lots of trauma there. But at the end of the day, there was like this higher knowing part of me that was like, I don't see why people are always seeking out these romantic relationships to fill this void within. I was like, I want to be full within and whole within before I even get into a relationship, because I want to give more to a person. I want to give to someone rather than take from them. So always from a young age, I had like that higher knowing that like this is how healthy relationships could be. I don't want to use the should word. That's a bad word. It's how they could be. But also, I don't want to be pretentious about it and be like, oh yeah, I'm so above all of you who have gotten in relationship after relationship. Literally no judgment whatsoever. Some people need those lessons, and we'll get into that in this video. But like a lot of my hesitancy to get in relationships too really it did come down to being asexual and a lot of my trauma. So I want to make that clear. I'm not saying that I'm better than anyone because I haven't been in a relationship. In fact, it's always been a point of, I guess, embarrassment and shame for me. And that is something my twin flame journey has allowed me to work through. So now that you know a little bit about me and my twin flame journey, and if you want to know more specifics about how my guides beat me over the head with humility and learning about twin flames, I can make another video. Just let me know. But I'm sure you're chomping at the bit here wanting to know what these 5 misconceptions are. So let's dive right in. So number 1 is that your twin has to be a romantic connection. This is so toxic. So yes, your twin almost 100% is going to be romantic eventually. I can tell you again, with all my resistance to romance, it's pretty hard to resist those urges. Even as an asexual person, once you've connected with your twin and you've had that soul merge phase, because you're just connected so deeply on all these different levels, it's kind of impossible to resist those urges. It just like urges you may never have had, they're gonna be there. So yes, that is kind of what ultimately is the goal. However, that's not usually where it starts. That's not where it started with me and my twin. That's not where it started with many people I have witnessed, like I've studied from and worked with as clients on their twin flame journeys. A lot of times your twin is going to start off as more of a platonic relationship, and that's so that you can build like this solid foundation and a friendship first. Because, and now this may sound a little weird for those of you who have not experienced a twin flame connection yet, your twin is actually meant to be literally everything to you. It is literally the ultimate relationship. So that means Yes, they're meant to be your lover, but also they're meant to be your child, your parent, your sibling, your friend, your mentor figure, your student. They're meant to be everything, like all the relationships you can have, all rolled into one person. Also, and this is a concept I always kind of intuited, which is why I was resistant to twin flames, they're your shadow self. They're your shadow in physical form. But anyways, I digress. That's a whole nother topic. So if you've met someone you suspect is your twin, it's very, very common that you're not going to feel anything romantic for them at all right away. In fact, what is very common is that they're not going to be your type at all. They're not going to be anyone you saw yourself being with romantically, but you're still going to feel that strong connection anyways. The goal is eventually to reach that lover's phase. That kind of in a way represents the ultimate bond, but it's not totally necessary. And also I guess this is another, like a sub sign maybe, we can have more than one twin flame. And so it's possible maybe that you have a twin flame that is meant to be your lover, but maybe you have a twin flame and it's like your child or your sibling or something, quite literally, and you would never even dream of getting with them romantically. And that's good. That's normal. That's natural. So I just want to, get clear on these topics. Let me know if you have any questions. So two. Meeting your twin flame equals automatic happily ever after. No. No. Oh, no. Yeah, like this is another reason why I was so resistant to the concept of twin flames when I first heard of it. I just kind of sensed that immediately when I first heard the terms that I was like, oh, twin flames? Like, oh, people are putting this spiritual, like, kind of label over the concept of the one or your soulmate, which I always found to be quite toxic. Of finding this person that completes you, like you can't be whole on yourself, right? But yeah, I think still, even though more and more like truthful information about twin flames is coming out, that they're your shadow and it requires work and stuff, I feel like there's a whole lot of people that just think like, oh, that's my person. When I meet them, it's going to be beautiful, like this Disney romance. It's going to be happily ever after from the moment we meet. And that is just simply not the case, my friend. I hate to break it to you. If you're experiencing that, likely it's a soulmate connection, actually. Soulmate connections are a lot kinder. They're a lot gentler. But on the same token there, a soulmate connection is never going to be quite as fulfilling as a twin flame connection because there's always kind of going to be that missing piece since they're not an exact like shadow version of you. But yeah, you're meeting your twin does not mean you're about to have happily ever after. Actually, it means you're about to embark on a journey, my friend, a journey that's going to have you doing all the shadow work, clearing all the karmic baggage, okay? Likely it'll start off for a period of anywhere for like a day to maybe even like a year where you're just feeling like on cloud nine with this person. There are no triggers. Everything is good. And that's normal. That happens so that you can create that soul bond. You can have that soul merge with your twin. You can get a glimpse of what's possible. You get that carrot on the stick. So then you're then motivated to do the actual shadow work and put in the work needed to have that union for the rest of your life. Three. They all just make me so sad, to be honest. All these misconceptions make me so sad. 3 is that you're not meant to be with your twin in this life. It's not destined to happen in this life, right? I just hurt at this one. I just cringe at this one. It hurts me so bad because actually that is you. Can you feel like how constricting that is and how you're just totally giving your power away? Which is not what we do here at Own Your Powers, right? We take our power into our hands. And so that's what I encourage with our twin flame relationships as well. So if you're experiencing that, know that that's okay. Don't beat up on yourself for feeling that way. Again, this isn't a judgment. It's actually quite natural. And I feel like there's a phase of that probably that all of us go through on our twin flame journeys at some point. I myself had a part where I was feeling like, oh yeah, it's not meant to be. And that's why it hurts me so bad when I hear people saying this. Really the downloads I've gotten here is that when you're thinking that you're in that place, it's because you're in trauma. because in the past, in our past lives, that was very much the case. That was the energy. It was literally impossible for twin flames to come together, or at least it was really, really rare, because the energy just, we were not capable of having love of that degree on the planet. On an energetic scale, like the love between twin flames, it's such a high frequency, and the earth was not at that frequency. It could not hold that capacity of love. I hope that makes sense and that's not too out there. Let me know again if you have questions. But basically, yeah, if you're in this phase, that's your trauma talking. Know that now, the times that we're in, it's so possible to be with your twin flame right the hell now. Like in the present moment, in this lifetime, okay? And how this is too is because if you want to be with your twin, if you make the conscious choice to be with your twin, they are like the same soul energy as you, right? They're your shadow. They're going to make that decision too. And you guys can come together. But when you make the decision, you're like, oh, it's not meant to be. You give your power away. They're also going to make that decision. They're going to reflect that back to you. And you're never going to be with your twin in this lifetime. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So know that, yes, you can be with your twin in this lifetime if the desire is there. Again, the energy is just shifting so quickly. I feel like even back in the day, like 20, 30 years ago, it might take twins a long, long time to come together. But now the energy, the frequency of the planet is rising. More and more love is being anchored onto the planet. And so now it's easier and easier for people to meet their twin. And it's easier and easier for people to come into union with their twin, and much, much faster. Right now, what I've noticed at the time, again, of filming this video, the average time seems to be anywhere between like 2 and 4 years from meeting your twin and to coming into union, if you're really doing the work. Of course, there are always variations. Take it with a grain of salt. But I believe too, like as time progresses, it's just gonna become easier and easier. Like that's gonna happen much, much more quickly, where you could meet your twin and then like by the end of the week, you could have gone through all the triggers, all the trials, and you could come into union with your twin like that. That's the energy we're moving into. How exciting. 4 is that your twin is toxic. Oof. If you feel like your twin is toxic, you're using that kind of terminology at all, and that resonates, it's not your twin. Hate to break it to you, it's not your twin. Your twin literally cannot act like toxically toward you. They cannot be a true narcissist, at least towards you. Because, let me tell you, again, there's a scientific proof for this because, you know, energy, all energy is connected, and the energy of you and your twin is so similar, again, that like them doing anything destructive to you, not in your highest good, truly destructive, they literally physically can't, because they would just be doing that to themselves, and they literally cannot destroy themselves like that. I hope that makes sense, and that's not too out there. As usual, I feel like a lot of this might be out there, like I'm like this mad scientist talking at you. Let me know. I can get clear if you have questions here. But yeah, if you feel they're truly toxic, that's not a good sign. That means that they're probably not your twin. And because your twin, they're always going to do things for your highest good. Now, this doesn't mean there isn't going to be lots and lots of pain and suffering on your twin flame journey. Trust me, there's going to be lots if it is your real twin. But there's always going to be this part of you that feels the love and knows that it's for your highest good, and that the things that your twin is triggering you on and pushing you to do, it's for your highest good. It's never going to be truly toxic. And it's quite common actually for twins, like when they sense that they might be getting toxic, to pull back. That's when the twin flame separation happens. They pull back because they sense they're starting to be toxic, starting to really genuinely hurt you and not help you for your highest good. The 5th and final misconception that we'll talk about today is that you have to meet a false twin flame before you can meet your true twin flame. Now, there's a lot of, I guess, misconception-y stuff that I want to address here. First off, I'm not really a fan of the terminology false twin flame or karmic partner or any of that stuff. I will use it from time to time just because it helps people to know, you know, what I'm talking about. But I'm not a fan, because really all that a false twin flame is, and all that a karmic partner is a soulmate. There are various levels, varying degrees of soulmate. and they are definitely not necessary for you to like embark on your twin flame journey. Because again, I'm living proof. I've never been in a relationship and I met my twin flame. So like, I mean, you could say that I had some people that could play the role of the false twin flame. For example, like I always feel like my brother could play that role, because we had like such a deep connection and he was the one I felt closest to growing up and stuff. There's a lot of times where we're isolated in this like abusive family, right? Didn't have any other friends. We only had each other. And so I felt like he was the only one that could really understand me. And then being like a heroin addict, he betrayed me very badly, let's say. He did a lot of fucked up shit. And I let go of the connection. And then within 6 months, I met my twin. So if anything, that was my false twin experience. There's another one that I think of when I think of a false twin in my life. And that happened actually a year after meeting my true twin flame. So again, it's not necessary that you have to meet your false twin before you meet your twin flame. You can meet him after. If I hadn't met my true twin flame first, I would have sworn to God that this person was my true twin flame. But because I'd met my twin flame, I could tell the difference in the energy. And I feel like for me personally, that's why I went through that, so that I could then teach on this concept, the difference between twin flames and soulmates and false twins and all that fun stuff. But yeah, like it's not necessary to have a false twin flame before you meet or get into union with your twin flame. Just trust that you're going to get all the lessons you need from the soulmates in your life, whether they appear as family members or friends or romantic partners or whatever. And it can happen before you meet your twin flame or after you meet your twin flame. It does not matter. Just, you got to surrender. There's a level of surrender needed on this journey to just trust that everything you need is going to come to you. Okay? So that was it. That was our 5 signs. Let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious. If you resonate with these signs, if you disagree, let me know. I'm super down to have civil discourse. Emphasis on the civil discourse part, because yeah, if I can sense that you're not really going to hear what I have to say and you're just spewing negativity, I'm not going to engage with you. But if you want to speak with me like respectfully, I am so down to differing opinions and thoughts. So please, like, share. I want to know. I genuinely want to know. And that being said, if you are on the twin flame journey or suspect you are, you need assistance, hit me up. Hit up my website. I'll link it below. I have a whole twin flame page with resources. I have a meditation you can do. I have books that I recommend that have really helped me on my journey. And then if you still feel like you need help, you can just book me one-on-one for a reading. My video tarot readings start at $25. But yeah, as someone who is in the trenches, I would love to assist you in dismantling your BS beliefs about twin flames and get you into union as soon as possible. So as always, if you watch this whole thing, thank you. I appreciate you and your patience with me and my blabbering. And me and the dragons would love you forever if you could like this video, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell to be notified when I post new things on my erratic schedule. Until next time, friends, stay powerful.